When I came across this story, I thought, holy shit, I wonder how many times that's happened. I mean, there's plenty of things out there where somebody might have been making a TV show, a movie, writing a book, making a song, that at the same time, somebody else out there was already creating the same exact thing around that same exact time, and they get released almost simultaneously. And something like that will cause lots of concern and alarm amongst people, and lots of finger pointing, and lots of accusations end up getting made, and can be kind of saddening for those involved with creation of these works, just because they were completely unaware of one another working on those things. It just so happened to be about really odd timing. And that right now is happening in gaming. It was unveiled recently that a lot of the people behind the Bioshock games are working on a game called Perception, which Perception I've already backed on Kickstarter and thought it looked amazing, where you take control of a person who is blind. And a lot of the in-game gameplay itself looks very similar to, if you remember in Daredevil, whenever he's walking around blind, just how it outlines everything similar to a sonar. And the game plays out similarly to that, and this person is inside of a house, which turns out to have some kind of really fucked up, unholy entity inside of it, so it's a horror game. And I was all behind something like this, and it makes a lot of sense that the Bioshock people would be behind it, because they've made games that, in a lot of ways, were they had horror elements to some of the earlier entries in it. Not so much in Bioshock Infinite, but, you know, adrenaline-inducing. And you'd be kind of worried about, you know, Big Daddy coming up and just impaling the living shit out of you and just drill-fucking you to death. I'm like, oh, look at that draft going right through this gigantic hole inside of me. It's like a cavern, but in my chest cavity. Blood. So, you know, that happens, but there are some folks who are making an indie game called Blind, which just so happens to be about a person who is blind and trying to make their way through a game by tapping a cane on the ground, just like this. And whenever Perception got unveiled, and keep in mind the people behind Blind have been working on it for like a year and a half, had no idea about the others' projects at all. And this made the people behind the game Blind, I mean, completely and utterly feel defeated, because when you hear about a studio like that working on something, same exact kind of game that you're working on, you feel fucking defeated and destroyed, you know? You're like, holy fuck, that's what we were making. We're screwed. And they were going to unveil the game at a convention and then decided we should just come out with it right now. They even contacted the people behind Perception, all the Bioshock folk, to tell them about it, just, you know, telling the story about it. And when I got to read this, I thought it was interesting and heartwarming and heartbreaking all at the same time. Very, very conflicting emotions about it. And I thought it was just something worth sharing and noting, because I've seen this happen in all sorts of mediums out there, and continues to happen every single day, where, you know, there's, again, going to be people just pointing a finger, oh, you ripped us off. And it's like, we didn't know. We really didn't know. I mean, that happens so fucking commonly. Think about the amount of TV shows out there that are just like other TV shows, and people didn't think about that. They were just making something. It just so happens that they're a lot alike, you know. And that's what happened with this, and it's sad to think about people just pour their heart and soul and blood, sweat, and tears into making something, and then feel like it was all for naught. You know, and that's a side of gaming that a lot of people don't talk about. We talk about, you know, how fun something is, and how much we're enjoying it, and the franchise and all that, but we don't ever get to see behind the scenes and the developers' hurdles that they have to go and overcome with stuff like this, and it's... You know, this doesn't come up all that often, but I thought it'd be noteworthy enough to make a video about it. I have the article within the description. Please go and click on it and read about it. And as a matter of fact, you should go and check out both of the games. Like I said, I back Perception because I think it looks fucking awesome. Just the idea behind it alone, and I really enjoy the Bioshock games. Bioshock Infinite, I just think they're fucking awesome as hell. Bioshock 2, I like it, just not nearly as much as the other two. Not that it's a bad game, but still. But that game, you know, I love horror games, and something like this just seemed very unique and interesting. And it's something to note that Blind and Perception, while the premise of them is very similar and identical in many ways, the way that you go about playing the games and the way that they look visually is nothing alike at all. And that's something that should be noted big time. So bear that in mind, that while these games on paper are alike, they play nothing alike. So your experience with both will be completely different. So it's like a fork in the road when it comes to them. Like, hey, traveling down this road, holy shit, it just diverges off and it's nothing alike. So again, please check out both those. I think it'd be really cool. And, you know, support these kind of games. Nobody else is going to. No big-time publisher is going to be out there fucking throwing money at them, despite how original and unique that they are, you know. And, again, just, it's a neat story. Either way, opinions, thoughts, feelings, comment box, go and share that. Share the story, share the games, whatever the fuck. It's gaming. Fucking love it as much as you can. It's not always about bad news. So, it's gaming. Have fun. Smiles! Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin. As always, nerds, nerettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on. And watch Escape from New York. Because my name's Snake.